Welcome back to Critterland. Well, it's been a while, but I have been very active in my critter room. And today I'm going to show you the complete overhaul that I did. That actually took several days, but I'll show you how it looked and the steps I took and how it looks now. So you can see that I've begun clearing everything out of the room. That's kind of step one, is to just get everything out. I did add this beautiful shelf that I love. It was an absolute bear to put together, but the end result is beautiful and I love that it lights up. And you'll see a few other improvements too. So basically I'm just going to get everything out of the room. You'll slowly but surely start to see it empty out. And then I'll do a time lapse refilling it with everything. And at the end, it'll actually make sense why I have decided to downsize my collection. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. So I've got one table down. I have these kind of ugly tablecloths that I really don't like anymore. And these are below the tables, and I've still got several buildings underneath there. Those will all get taken off. And there's table number 2 cleared off. I'm going to have to think of something different for the table coverings because those tablecloths did not work. You see I've got all the critters in the corner and I've got the remaining vintage buildings on this table. If you noticed, I had the other vintage buildings in that cabinet. So here's the bedroom and it's going to just start to fill with sets. Look at that! I didn't know I had that many. I really had no idea. They just all kept compiling. So I'm definitely going to be downsizing a good number of these buildings. Over here are the flare buildings. Probably won't be getting rid of any of these. And over here I've got the town series, and I'll be even adding more buildings to the bedroom. This isn't even all of it, so it's insane. It's insane. So here's what's left in the critter room. Quite a lot. I've got these tables kind of moved to the middle. And now the window. So I have a blackout sheet that I want to put on the window because I am paranoid about sun damage. And I have this blackout curtain already up, but this black, I don't know what you call it, you stick it on the window, seems to work pretty well. Much better than that other curtain. And I added a little strip for that little piece of sunlight that kept peeking in. And it's not perfect, but it's a whole lot better than before. So I can confidently put sets out without worrying about the sun. So here we are with pretty much everything out of the room, except for the vintage buildings and a few other little sets. Now on this side, I have added back the flare buildings onto 2 shelves. And if you notice, I moved that big display cabinet to the other side of the room. And I've got the bins of furniture and stuff stacked up over here. I've got another one of these shelves to put these 8 cases on. It's annoying to put together, but I will get to it. And now that all of these sets, the buildings, are out from under the tables, I can actually show you pretty much the whole collection. Here and on the case are the hyper vintage, except that park. Here are the flare buildings, and then in the bedroom, you can see all of the town series, a few of the modern shops, a couple of the older buildings. Here are some flare homes. Flare era, it might not actually be flare. A lot of these are from like Japan and all over the place. And then that one goes with those. Over here are some like modern re-releases, special editions, and then all of the red roof buildings, like all in one spot of like the modern, not special ones. And then some other buildings, the lighthouses, the Hillcrest home. These are actually extra little cabins from that treehouse. The windmill and the lighthouse. I got the vehicles up there. And then over here are all of the little accessory bins. Those are like little food carts and little accessories. We've got holiday and vintage, garden, all kinds of accessories and different sets are organized. Here I have a hodgepodge of sets that were kind of out when I began the overhaul. We've got the pathways, there's trees underneath that bin, and then all of these are empty. These are what I used to keep my critters in. And before that, I kept them in Ziploc baggies. So we're making progress. And then I've just got odds and ends, mostly stuff that was on the tables when I took them down. Got some rugs and some random pieces of furniture. One little lonely light. This is the closet. I've got a few duplicates and some little woodsies sets in there. Underneath the table in the bedroom are Rement and some more little woodsies. And then on this table are the Row Life Super Creator sets. Absolutely amazing plastic miniatures that I just love. Very similar to Rement. But yeah, this is why I need to downsize. When I was grieving, I just really went overboard and it's not all going to fit in here. I don't know how it's going to fit. And I decided I did not like how this looked. It just looked way too cluttered. So I'm going to move these critters over there and push that table over. So I think this is better. Uh, yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll get that other shelf put together. And then over here, another one of those display cabinets will go. So we'll have two of those in here. It'll be pretty crowded, but yeah, well, let's get started bringing all the sets back in. And there they all are. It's just as crowded as it was before, although it is a bit more organized, and I do love being able to see a lot more of the sets. But a lot of the buildings are still under the table, and I really hate that. I want to get my collection to the point where I've got nothing on the floor, no buildings on the floor, so that the ones I really love and enjoy are the ones that I'm displaying and actively using. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I still have a few more pieces to put together, a couple little cube shelves, the other display cabinet. I've got all of these little accessories left to put in. But the next step is to decorate the tables. I'll probably go back to the felt because those tablecloths were no good. But I'm really excited for a new Critterland look, and then I'll do a complete collection tour of the dolls and the buildings. So look forward to that. Well, it's been great giving you an update. I hope everyone's doing great, and thanks for watching. See you next time.